Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lovers and friends, brothers and sisters, welcome to yet another episode of the Walking with Wanzu podcast or Light Walks with Wanzu, depending on where you're joining us from. How are you? How are you doing? Happy New Year 2026. It's been ages, honey. It's been ages. If I say I won't miss you, I'll be lying. I've missed you. I've missed the microphone. I've missed coming on here and talking to you and catching up and really just doing life because that's exactly what the Walking with Wanzu podcast is all about. We just come here, we sit, we talk about life experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, the cringe ones, the ones we just want to forget about, the ones that we learn from, and most importantly, we just get to do life together. A lot of life experiences seem isolated, especially when you're going through a tough season. It feels like it's only you and only you can get it. But you'll be very shocked to realize that none of the experiences in life are isolated. It may happen differently, it might feel different, the impact might also be different, but most times, more often than not, people are going through the same experience at a time. They might not be telling each other, they might be in each other's lives and they're not sharing the experiences they're going through, or they might not even know about each other, but they're sharing a very common or a very similar experience. How's 2026 for you? How are you doing? A lot is happening. It feels like we are on the brink of war. There are so many things that have been uncovered this year. A lot of us are just, we are a bit cautious, but because 2025 done mopped the floor with our behinds. But we're a bit cautious, but we're also a bit hopeful, praying that this year is better and is kinder, and that all those silent prayers that tug at our hearts will really actually come to pass. I've been good, I've been well. I've just been doing life really. The highs have been high, the lows have been low, and then there are days where it's just meh, and I'm just going through life and doing everything. Last time we spoke, I had just lost my job. I had been declared redundant. I was in a space where I was transitioning a lot. I thought I was going to be in a full blown relationship. That didn't happen. And a lot of the things that I thought I was going to do last year, it just happened. Everything just happened also differently. I think I shared here that last year was the year where I encountered grief and loss also for the first time, and it was a huge hit. I'm not gonna lie, but it just, I guess, as the days go by, you learn to live with the loss, you learn to live with the grief and everything and all the changes that come in life after losing a loved one, most importantly a close family member, which is what happened. But God has been so good to us. God has been so good to me. He's been gracious. He's been holding my hand because there are moments when I thought I was gonna lose it. For a moment there, I was like, why is this life even worth living anymore? Guys, love on your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. Hug people a little tighter. Tell people that you love them. Have hard and cringe conversations, because if there's anything last year taught us, and even we continue to see as the days go by, is that tomorrow is not promised. Today you're here, you're with your person, you're with your family member, you're hanging out with people, and you feel like, see, I'll see you tomorrow. See, we'll catch up tomorrow. Who told you? Who told you? Tomorrow is not promised and it's not guaranteed. And that's something that we hear said a lot. It's words that are thrown around a lot. But until it happens to you, until you come into contact with what grief and loss can actually do to you, then you start to see things a bit differently. But all that to say that I'm good. I take each day at a time as it comes. Some days I'm a bit past that stage where it feels like it's wrong to be happy, because for a moment it felt like it was wrong to be happy. Like, how can you just be going through life, experiencing life and feeling good when this person is no longer there? Also, how do I navigate losing my stepdad, because he was such a pivotal um father figure in my life, and also he was my mom's bae. Like, that was my mom's boyfriend. Now I'm just here looking at my mom boyfriendless and formless, and that's hard to see. And also just to process that hurt, like seeing her process that hurt was so hard for me. But it's life. We'll all experience loss and grief at some point. It was just really difficult to be able to navigate and experience and all of that. My baby is turning 10 this year. Yes, it's been 10 years of parenting. She's actually a month of parenting. She's actually a month shy of turning 10, and I'm really in my field. I don't know if you people have been seeing, but on social media people have been doing the 10-year challenge, and that's when you show what it is that you are up to, or what it is that you are doing in 2016. And it's so surreal to see all these images and all these photos that people are sharing of where they were in 2016. In 2016, I was deep in the trenches of postpartum, honey. But in 2016, a time like this, I think I was like 1 month shy of having my daughter, and I was just wallowing in blissful ignorance. I didn't know. I knew it was gonna be a difficult journey, but I also didn't know what to expect. It's like I knew, but I also didn't know. And what I loved about my pregnancy journey is that I was really glowing. I was a cute girl, y'all. I was going through it, but I was beautiful. I was cute. My little belly was cute. I was dressing it so well. I was trying to, a little lipstick here and there, just trying to hold it together, keep my hair done, keep my outfits cute. And the people around me also got, I feel like in every stage of my life, I've always encountered people who've given me a soft landing, even in moments where I have felt like I am all alone, literally navigating the world alone, and like I'm isolated even from family. Life has always found a way of taking care of me by sending me people who love me deeply and are so intentional in whatever season I've been in. I remember there are friends who really loved on me during the time I was pregnant. There are people who used to make what I eat their problem. Like, honey, what are you craving today? Ebu, tell me. Let's see if we can make it happen. And even the times when I had like really bad morning sickness, times when I felt scared, times when I was really fighting with my partner at the time, God, I that's all I can say. It really gave me a soft landing, and people who are so keen and intentional and loved me fiercely and took care of me and just walked the journey with me, and I'm so grateful. So that was me in 2016. That's 10 years ago. Look at me now. Fast forward 10 years later, and even I remember I was going through a hard time, like nanny drama, and trying to figure out how to take care of my little baby. The one thing that my mom always used to tell me, which has always echoed in my head even now as my daughter gets older, is, Wanzu, imagine children grow up. I know it feels hard now, the diaper changes, the sleepless nights, the separation anxiety, the feeling like, you kind of need to rely on people and depend on people, because sometimes if you don't have help, or your living help has helped, then you need to kind of outsource or reach out to other people to support you in terms of babysitting and all of that. But I had such a solid community and people who really loved me and loved my baby deeply, that helped me navigate that season. And babies do grow. And this is just for any mom who is postpartum or is expecting their child, and they feel like that season is, because the newborn stage can be so much. It feels like that season stays a really long time, but it also goes by so fast. I don't even know how I can describe it. And I just want to tell you that they do grow. Babies grow up, they become independent, they start to wobble, they start to walk, they start to say words, they start to express themselves. And even the fears that you have as a parent just evolve over time. That separation anxiety evolves into something else. And even with the way the world is set up right now, sometimes you sit back. I know I for sure sit back and think, how can I protect my child more? But also, most importantly, how can I equip her for the world? Because I pray that God keeps me on this earth until she's older and she's a big girl and she has her family, and I know she's going to be good. Like, loss is not easy. Losing your parent is not going to be easy, but she'll be old enough to be able to have the tools, and just to have capacity to be able to deal with that loss. And I pray that I'm here to see it every single day. That's the one prayer that I have. So your fears as a parent, I think personally, just evolve as time goes by, and you're trying to do, even as you go through life as a parent, is to equip your child and take care of them as much as you can, so that they're ready for the world in whatever aspect it is, whether it's in work, whether it's at school, whether it's standing up for themselves, whether it's building their character, or building the kind of person that they're going to become. And as we speak of building character and the kind of person that you want your child to become. Something very interesting happened, and I thought I'd share that with you also. So I was talking about, I don't know about you, but I've been very intentional. There's something about the 30s. There's something about the 30s, especially once you're navigating and going into your mid 30s. You kind of want to start figuring out if certain things that are happening in your life are as a result of your own personal contributions, because it takes two to tango. It could be to tango. It could be your love life. It could be your work life. It could just be your personal life or whatever. And I was trying to think, okay, so it feels like, as far as my dating life is concerned, or even with some platonic relationships, that there's a common theme. It's like there's a lesson that I'm not learning, and it keeps recurring and recurring and recurring. And I was speaking to someone about boundaries and just knowing what your non-negotiables are. And I wish a lot of us moved with the audacity that men moved with. And that's maybe because men have been conditioned or are celebrated when they do whatever it is that suits them, when they are assertive and they're very clear about what they want and they pursue it relentlessly. That is celebrated for men. While women and young girls are conditioned to be accommodating and to be nurturing and to just, always work around things and work around people and work around scenarios and adjust and adjust and adjust. And as a result, almost self abandonment is celebrated a lot among young girls. And if it is not actually said, articulated, it is nuanced, and it is rewarded. And so as a result, you find women who, as they get older, they struggle to assert what it is that they want. They struggle to assert themselves. And even when they're in spaces where women are asserting themselves and doing what it is that they want to do and making strides, that either makes them uncomfortable or they even feel indifferent, because that bravery or that audaciousness that other women might have the freedom to move with is something that they're not experiencing. And so as a result, it repulses them. And I thought about the times when I've put myself in situations where I had no business being there, or something wasn't giving me value and I struggled walking away from it, and I had to be almost literally hit like by a billboard on the head to be able to know, it's time to recalibrate, Wanzu. This is not working, or this is not going to be helpful to you, and all of that. So that's where I've been at. That's what I've been thinking about. And I pray that those of us who have children, especially young girls, or have sisters, or have friends who are struggling with that we become a space to be able to teach women, first of all, to unlearn that, but most importantly, to relearn and to practice assertiveness and standing on business and being your own person and realizing what works for you and what doesn't, and being bold in upholding that, especially in relationships, and most importantly, in romantic relationships, because at the end of the day, we live in a patriarchal society. So a lot of the structures that we have in place will always cater to the man. But who's looking out for the babes? Who's looking out for the girls? We have to look out for ourselves. You're all you've got. Before you're out there and speaking about, equality and equity and all of that, please start with yourself. Start with yourself. Look out for yourself. Stand on business. Assert what it is that you want for yourself. And assertiveness is not always met with celebration, especially when what you're doing doesn't benefit people who have benefited from you playing small, or from you not having that realization. So there's bound to be pushback, there's bound to be indifference. But at the end of the day, why do you want to live life pleasing everybody else other than yourself? How about you live a life that's good for you, that's pleasing to you, of course, without infringing on anybody's rights, and just being true to yourself, being authentic. Because who knows, what if you come back as a cockroach or an ant, and this was the only one life you had to live as a human being and do the most? So please do the best that you can with what you have, but most importantly, allow yourself room to unlearn, relearn, and then most importantly, practice what it is that you're relearning. There are times that you'll stumble, there are times that you lose sight of what the bigger picture is, but by all means, please grant yourself being, and you allow yourself to live, And most importantly, I pray that you're deliberate about creating a circle of people around you who uphold that and celebrate that, and most importantly, hold you accountable and support you. So let's not be comfortable socializing women, and most importantly young girls, to play small and to just always be accommodating too much. It's so detrimental. It's so detrimental to a woman when she's older, to her confidence, to her sense of self worth, and most importantly, even to her well being. It's very important to have that level of, I don't know who it is, but I've been thinking about it a lot. There are people who really move. You can tell when somebody's loved at home by how they show up in the world. It's giving, if it's not serving me, then I'm just gonna go home because I'm loved at home. There's food at home, there's love at home, there's hugs at home, there's support at home. But when you feel like that's what the love and the support and the anchoring that you're supposed to have at home, when you don't have that there and you start chasing it out in the world, you will encounter the users and you will be used and abused. So let's be very conscious. I know I'm very conscious about allowing my daughter to just be, but most importantly to nurture um her to be able to know that you can be assertive, you can assert what it is that you want, you can express yourself, you can say. And one thing I love about her is she gives me feedback. She will tell me what is working and what is not working, whether I ask for it or not, and that allows me to just do like a bit of stock taking about as far as parenting is concerned, because parenting can be quite something, it's quite the gift, but it's also equally quite the responsibility. So that's where I'm at. I'd like to pause today's episode and have a word from our sponsors, which is the Errand Ninja. What the Errand Ninja is a service that caters to most people who are living in the diaspora. We've always heard of these stories of people who are living in the diaspora who struggle to be able to have someone who can oversee, or most importantly, even do projects that they have happening or that they are doing or undertaking back home. And it could be something as simple as making sure that your parents' monthly shopping is done, that you if you want to gift someone, that they are gifted the correct item that you want and it's done at the time that you want and with your own special touch. We do all manner of tasks across board. You just need to call us, reach out to us. There's a page on Instagram, the Errand Ninja. You send a DM, a direct message, with whatever it is that you'd like, whatever task it is that you have. The We'll be able to share a quote with you, and then from there you can be able to share what it is that you'd like done, how you'd like for it to be executed. And at the end of each and every errand or task, we are able to give you a task summary, and most importantly, get it done, because we can get it done for you. Don't be out here suffering with all these tasks or all these things. You only have 2 eyes and 2 ears and 24 hours in a day, and that's where the Errand Ninja comes in. We've done so well over the past year. We've managed to set up Airbnbs. We've managed to fence for some people who had pieces of land and didn't have the adequate contacts or the time to be able to come in and oversee the projects. We've been able to help people in gifting their loved ones, whether it's Valentine's Day, or if your loved one is in hospital, or if your loved one is graduating, or if you just want to send your special someone a little special something and you want a personalized touch. So please feel free to reach out to the Errand Ninja and let us know how it goes. We love it here. They do our errands and they do it well, and it's so convenient. One of the things that I always advocate for, especially for women, is, and even men alike, because you only have 24 hours in a day, and in this economy everybody has a side hustle that has a side hustle, and sometimes you can feel overwhelmed by all the tasks that you need to do. So it's very important to have a good and reliable errand service that you can use to help you to carry out the different tasks that you have, that is cost efficient, friendly, it saves time, but most importantly, it does what it needs to do and does it well. And also, confidentiality is key. So feel free to reach out to the Errand Ninja today, and most importantly, follow their page on Instagram. So we've spoken about some of the major changes that are happening in 2026, and something that has really piqued my attention is the issue around food and food security. I think it's very important. at a time like this, to be able to to have multiple facets of income, but also multiple ways of survival. And one of the key things that people can do as far as survival is concerned is to be able to grow your own food, to try and limit the amount of things that you buy. I think it's cost efficient, but I also think it's also a very health conscious thing to do. And I've been looking at different things that I personally would love to try. There's rearing free range chicken, there's planting my own vegetables in a vegetable garden, and just seeing how it is that I can be more responsible for the food that I cook in my own home, and most importantly, the food that I consume. So if that's a conversation that you've been seeing going on, tell me. I'm curious, what's going on? Do you have like a piece of land that your parents have given you that you're thinking, I might go back to that piece of land and do a little something? We've also seen the increase in off-grid living and people pushing that and trying to, and the ones who are actually doing the off-grid living, trying to encourage other people to take it up and to do it and to pursue it and see how that goes about. So I'm really interested. I know, just as far as sitting in the dark is concerned, that's the only deal breaker for me, because me, I'm a city girl. I love accessibility to water. I love a good hot shower, and most importantly, I love light. I actually can't sleep in the dark. So even when I go to a place where there's no light, I'll sleep with the flashlight on and things like that. And yeah, so I'm very curious to hear what are some of the things, what are some of your thoughts around the issues of food security and just going back to basics, and for us planting our own food and trying to figure out what that looks like. There's also the rise of people trying to lose weight and gain weight. Now, while we are in the topic of weight gain and weight loss, guys, can I just tell you how I have been trying to gain weight for the last 3 to 2 years? And now I'm just at a point where I'm wondering, am I the drama? Is it me? Am I the problem? So also, I'll cut my body a bit of slack, because the truth is I'm an insomniac. I don't sleep very well, and sometimes I will do, in a week, I'll do like maybe just 2 nights where I have like a good 6 to 7 hours of solid sleep, and then the rest of the days I'm just struggling. I'm operating on 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, sometimes even an hour and a half, which in the grand scheme of things is really not good. It affects my productivity during the day, my alertness, and a lot of things. So I've really been working on that. I managed to get some supplements that I have been trying and have been working wonders for me. I got magnesium and melatonin, so I got the combo, and I usually take it like an hour or an hour and a half before bed, and I'm really excited to see how it's going to impact my sleep. So far, so good. I've been getting some good quality sleep. Those are nights. I only did 4 hours because I was working, but I woke up so energetic and so alert, and I love that. But now I've digressed. I've started to talk about sleep when I was talking about weight. There's been a rise of people taking up other methods of weight loss that has been very interesting to watch and to see. I I just realized that I've started, the more and more I'm on my weight gain journey, or my journey just to try and see if I can add a bit more weight, the more grace I've started to extend people who are trying to shed off weight. Because it's very easy to say, see, you just go to the gym, so you just work out, so you just diet, until you're at a position where you're trying to achieve a certain body goal and you're also struggling to attain it. So there I'm those people who lose weight very fast, especially when I'm unwell or when I'm stressed. So I could spend a month and gain 2 kilos, and at the slightest hint of stress or discomfort, I lose 5 kilos in 3 weeks. I'm those kind of people. So I've just been making small strides here and there to make sure that I get my health to a point where I'm comfortable, but also get my weight to a point where I'm comfortable. I'm not a big girl. If you've ever seen me in person, you know that I'm not a big girl. I'm not even like a size 8 or a size 10. I'm actually like a size 6. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. But at the moment now, I'm actually a size 4. So if I could bring it up to a size 6 and then on a good day be like a size 8, I'd be happy. I'd feel like that weight will carry me better. I just feel a bit more confident in my body. But in the meantime, I've also decided to just rock my body as is, celebrate it, put on some cute outfits, balance it out, put in a bit more thought into what it is that I wear, and wear it well and wear it with pride. Yeah, and all of that. So I'm really excited about that. I also locked my hair. I don't know whether I've ever shared about my lock journey with you guys, but now I'm officially a year locked, a year and 2 months, and I love it here. I love it here so much. I can't believe I've attempted to start to I've done my lock journey almost thrice. This is actually my fourth set of locks, but it's my best so far because it's micro locks and I have very fine hair. So then I don't feel like my hair, the locks are heavy and it's not tugging and pulling on my hair, even at the roots. But I'm also very intentional about maintenance. So I'm doing my henna treatments, I'm keeping up with my reties. I'm not manipulating my hair much, but most importantly, I feel so good and I feel so beautiful. Even when I wake up in the morning after when I've gone for a sleepover, I don't have to wake up feeling stressed. You know how you normally feel some type of way when maybe you're wearing, what is it called, when you're wearing a wig and you're like, do I need to touch it up, is my lace lifting? And there's a season for everything, because I had my wig season and I enjoyed my wigs. I'm talking curly, straight, the bust down, everything you can ever think of, every wig you can ever think of, including the colors. I wore them, and I enjoyed them when it was time to do that. But now it just feels like I'm in a different place, but I've never been happier. I feel more happy, I feel more comfortable, I feel more sexy, I feel more attractive, more beautiful, and not just for others, but also for me. I genuinely feel really good in my locks, and I can't wait. I can't wait because my daughter has also been hinting at wanting to get a set of locks, and I can't wait to be able to put her on so she can enjoy this. The last thing that I want to share with you is I feel like if you're Kenyan and you're listening to this, I'm going to need you to get your act together and get your ID, but most importantly, also get your voter's card. Our country has been experiencing a myriad of so many strange occurrences. Our leadership is not at its best, but what scares me the most is how the basic units that we have, the basic pillars of society, that's there's education, there's healthcare, are slowly being destroyed. And the dignity has really been removed from those spaces, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, and it's getting scary. But I feel like so many Kenyans are struggling to survive that they don't even have time to push back. And I'm going to tell you that as a parent, I'm also, there are days when I sit and I just wonder, by the time everything is said and done, what kind of nation will our kids inherit? Will they even have anything left? And I just want to tell you that sometimes it can feel so hopeless and so helpless, the situation that we're in, but it is us to make that change. And it just takes a few of us to decide, because no one is coming. No one is coming to save us. It's us to be able to sit down and say, actually, this is not working, and these people are playing in our faces, and we need to hire and fire accordingly, and just make the necessary changes that we did. Like in 2002, when we decided, and this person has been moving funny, we remove them from the picture and see if we can get someone else to push a better agenda, so that, because like this is our country, this is the only country we have. If things start to go left real quick, there's where else are we gonna go? Where else are we gonna go? What else are we going to do? It's very important that we fight for our country, both on our knees. If you pray, please pray, both in sending out good vibes and healing vibes and energy, but also in being very active in decision making processes, most importantly, as far as the leadership of the country is concerned. So, if you're watching this or listening to this, please go and get your voter's card. And even as you do that, don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. So, look at the long haul, see long term. I feel like a lot of us have been, and I feel like it's survival. This thing always occurs in my head nowadays when I think about crazy things people are doing, and I always tell myself, don't judge people too much because of the things that they do when they're on survival mode. So we're all trying to survive, we're all trying to make money, we're all trying to make ends meet, we're all trying to meet our responsibilities the best way that we know how. But let's not lose sight of the things that impact how we live our day-to-day lives. Education, the things that impact the resources that we get every day as Kenyans. Let's not do that, and let's not be too comfortable going abroad. Kenya is home. Africa is home. This is where the future is at. Let's build here. Let's buy here. Let's express ourselves. Let's fight for the future that we want, but also the lives that we want. I think it's been, I was thinking about it today, and struggle has really been modeled and normalized for us. Even when we look at the justice system, how things are done, how things are navigated. You know, when we talk about people in custody and the kind of lives they live and the conditions that they live there, when we talk about things like femicide and crimes that are just really aimed at, you know, like sexual violence and all of that, and how it's been normalized and people are continuously desensitized to it, and how there is no repercussions for people's actions, and that should change. And the only way that we get to be and see that change is when we decide to be part of it, and put our heads in those rooms where decisions are being made, and you know, call things out when something wrong is happening, call it out, but actively participate in the changes that you want to be able to see and to enjoy. And I think that's very important. I think that's very important, especially for Kenyans who love their country like I do, and I would rather be nowhere else. This is where I'd rather be all day, every day, any day of the year and of the month. I love it here. I don't know about you, Bestie. How's life been treating you in 2026? Are you seeing someone? Are you in a new relationship? You know, I'm a lover girl. I always have to ask, did you start a new job? Did you has a chapter for a certain job ended? Did you start a new business? What are some of the hopes and dreams that you have for this year? What are some of the fears? Because I want to make this a very neutral space where we can hold space for everybody and whatever it is that they're feeling. What are some of the fears that you're nursing this year, that you're getting into this year with? We're going into the last month of quarter one, and I'm so excited and I can't wait to see what happens and how this year goes. I'm sending out and putting out so many good intentions out into the world and into the universe. And as I put out all the good intentions and all the hopes and dreams that I have for this year, I'm putting out some for you as well and holding out space for you. If you're having a hard time, I'm sending you so much love and good vibes. Tough times never last, but tough people do. And it doesn't feel like it now, but I promise you, if you stick around and you tough it out and just do the best that you can to go through the motions and go through whatever it is that you're going through, there definitely is light on the other side of the tunnel. But if you're going through a bit of a soft season and you're feeling good, life, like you're cruising nicely, the economy is doing wonderfully, your love life is thriving, you're cruising, or you're just in a space where you're really enjoying life, I love that for you and I'm celebrating that with you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. If you stayed this far, honestly, why wouldn't you go ahead and click the subscribe button? But most importantly, tell a friend that Wanzu is back. And this time round, I'm not going to leave. I'm really going to try and push through. I think I need a certain level of consistency. And once I get that, once I get my mojo, guys, you'll be seeing me here every week just hitting you with the episodes and telling you what's going on and giving you the tea, because there's no way I'm doing life and not stringing you along. And even as I bring you along through my own life experiences and my life's journey, I want you to tell me about it as well. I have so many good things planned for you. Remember, I mentioned I'm in dental school. I'm becoming every day, with every passing day, I'm becoming so passionate about oral health. And I want to give you some insights. Your girl can't be out here accumulating and getting all this knowledge and not coming to share it with you. So please stick around, share this with your friends, with your mom, with your sister, with your brother, share it with your bae. I remember during the first times when I used to make content, a friend of mine actually told me, I always call my girlfriend and I'm like, hey, Wanzu has uploaded, the book, come, we listen and we see what it is that she's saying. And that really warmed my heart. That really warmed my heart. So I hope that whenever I listen to these conversations, that you resonate, but most importantly, that you know that you're not doing life alone, because I know I'm not doing life alone because I have you guys, and you're definitely not doing life alone because you have me. And if there's anything that I have said that has resonated with you, feel free to slide in my DMs on Instagram at the Walking with Wanzu podcast. Most importantly, you can also feel free to comment down below in the comment section and tell me what's going on with you, Bestie. I'd love to hear what's going on. Keep it here for more episodes and more good vibes. I will see you on the next one. Love and light. Love you, mean it. Bye.